we're live on YouTube, and this is my third attempt at this video, so let's see if I've got it right. I'm Aparna Ponnappa and I'm in the beautiful city of Hyderabad. I just landed here a couple of minutes ago, and it is just so amazing how horticulturally rich this airport is, right, in this whole airport area, and we're many kilometers out now, and it is as beautiful, and dare I say some parts of it are more beautiful than even Bangalore. Just goes to show how strong resolve, hard work, good decision making, amazing teamwork and performance gets you some brilliant results. So the quick talk today is on the subject of locus of control, specifically internal locus of control. Now this is a beautiful concept. People who have attended my training programs know that I use it always at the start of the program, right? So what is this locus of control? Now all human beings, when they are operating, right, when they're working, when they're taking decisions, as they live life, they operate from either two mindsets, either of the two mindsets. One is called the external locus of control and one is called the internal locus of control. External locus of control looks at processing incidents from a fact of things happening to me. So if a child does brilliantly in the exam, they'll say, it's because of my mother's prayers, or the paper was very easy. If the child fails the exam, she'll say, or he'll say that it happened because the course was and so on, right? Now people with an internal locus of control process things differently. They look at really making things happen. So the same incident, exams happening beautifully, brilliant results, and the student actually says, yeah, my mother prayed for me and it was really nice of her to do that. God's on my side, but I worked really hard, I studied really hard, and that's what had a significant role to play in my success. If the child didn't do well, the child would process it saying that I should have studied harder, I didn't work hard enough, I should have taken better care of myself, and made sure that I hit the books, and so on. So if we have been, okay, we've got the connection back. So if we have been working from an external locus of control as kids, and we've had people around us also operating like that, we're likely to kind of grow up and continue with that. Now when you get to the workplace, you have many people working from an external locus of control. You see that from when is traffic, right? Very rarely do you find people who answer saying, I woke up late, I didn't anticipate how much traffic there would be, and so on, right? So having a strong internal locus of control does not mean that you'll never be late. Okay, it's just that you'll process it very differently, and you'll say, I should have woken up early. Now what is the subtle difference between saying I'm late because of traffic or I should have anticipated traffic? What is the difference between the two? In the first one, you're squarely blaming a situation outside of you, so the likelihood of that pattern repeating is very high. Okay, so you will find it very difficult to get control of your own life given the surroundings and the circumstances that you face, right? And life is complicated. There are lots of external influences in our life that can really test us, right? But if you have an internal locus of control, you'll get better control over it, over your life, right? You'll know how to navigate through all the challenges that are there in life. So you're taking that accountability and ownership, saying I can do something about it, right? So if I plan better, if I organize myself better, if I collaborate better, then or if I use technology, I should be able to really circumvent this problem that is coming my way because of some external factors. Now let me just share a quick example from my own life on this, right? So I came from a very middle class family. I wasn't super academic. I wasn't like when my father passed away, it really, really affected me that I didn't have a house, this proverbial roof over my shoulder, over my head. And, I had to listen to a lot of relatives talking about, how terrible my parents were not to have provided that for me, specifically my father, who was no more. And of course, I went through that whole thing. I wish he had done this and I wish he had done that, and all of that. And then one fine day, I just said, listen, hey, now I'm an adult. I have a choice. I can do it all myself, right? So I started working really, really hard. I took those decisions that, helped me manage, being able to secure a good role, and a good income, which would then help me get a good bank loan so that I could invest in a house. And interestingly, many years down the line, today I have a position where I have a fantastic house, beautiful garden, a wonderful life, and people look at it and they think it happened by magic. Oh, you're so lucky, you have a house in Bangalore. And I'm like, yeah, I'm lucky that I realized that I had to do something about it, and I worked hard for it, right? So when you say you're lucky, or luck had a lot to do with it, that is again external locus of control. You have to look at your own role in making something happen. And when you see people who get what they want, right, look at their role in it. What did they do to get what they want? And that should be a focus. Now, typically, in my talks, I introduce the concept, which I've done. I've given a couple of examples of control. Start with, putting some simple things that you want to achieve in life, and then start using this concept to go ahead and achieve that. But specifically, if you're at the workplace and if you're a leader, right, I'd like to share this with you. A lot of us scapegoat the organization, scapegoat the market conditions for what we do with our team members, and that is really, really not fair, right? You can't make an excuse of the past, of other leaders, and then deliver messages to your team. So one of the things that I keep hearing, when you're not able to give somebody a promotion, oh, the company decided or HR decided that we can't give this to you. And that's so unfair. That just kills the hope and the relationship that your direct reportee might have with you. What is your role then? If somebody else is deciding stuff. So yes, of course there are years that you can't give that promotion, right? Okay, I lost that connection again. Okay, so what would I like us to say as leaders? I would like us to say that I know that we really worked hard, and this year, yes, the market has been tough, and therefore the business results haven't come, and we're really not in a position to therefore give the kind of hikes or increments that you are learnings or key learnings from what have happened. And let us really, really kill it with our performance. Let's peg the work we do much higher. Let us get in more business, let us get in more opportunities, and let us make it work, right? If you're having that discussion on promotion with your team members, right, and you can't go promotion every year because very often team members just don't scale up, right, and they're not doing the right thing, take your ownership in that whole thing. I didn't coach you all enough. I wasn't really aware how hungry you were for this promotion. I'm so glad you've told me again, because internal locus of control is about taking ownership and towards a clean, safe, and beautiful space where we live, right? So stop blaming the government and other people for the mess that is there in your city, but start working towards what you can do. Make those shifts, make those changes, and then if you have a little bit of time, participate in the government. Go talk to your municipal corporators, work with them, lead bands of people, your neighbors, your society, your corporate teams, and start making a difference even to the way your city and your environment is. With that, I'd love to wish you a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Today's Friday, and have a blessed day. Thanks. Bye.